What's going on? Good morning, everybody. Coming at you with a quick deck tech here from finally sunny Chicago. It's one of my favorite decks to play. This is the Dragon, the daddy of all dragons, and it's a flying beater for 4 colorless and Wooburg, or however the hell you say it. 4 colorless, 1 white, 1 blue, 1 black, 1 red, 1 green. It is a legendary creature, dragon avatar, with the amazing ability of Eminence. It reduces all the cost of your dragons, whether it's on the battlefield or in the command zone. It is a 10/10 fire, and it reads, whenever one or more dragons you control attacks, draw that many cards. Then you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. It is a great deck to play. I love playing it. Unfortunately, it does get you hated out of a lot of games really early because he is such a brick shithouse of value. Either you're going to just cheap dragons on the play cheaper, or once it gets out, it's a flying beater that draws you cards and gets you free stuff in the play. If left unchecked, he gets out of control, but again, you're never going to go unchecked with this guy, especially once you start spitting out dragons. There has to be someone popping off a lot faster than you for you not to just get targeted pretty much straight away. Alright, with that being said, it's one of my favorite decks to play. It's super fun. It's giant beaters in the air. Here we go. Start off with the lands. We got Command Tower, Mana Confluence, and Young Hot City, City of Brass. All going to give you whatever color mana you want. Path of Ancestry. Get you that young scry going. Here come the shocks. Watery Grave, Temple Garden, Blood Crypt, Hallowed Fountain, Sacred Foundry, Stomping Grounds, Godless Shrine, Overgrown Tomb, Steam Vents, and Breeding Pool. Here come the sweet fetch. Windswept Heath, Wooded Foothills, Arid Mesa, Scalding Tarn, Flooded Strand, Misty Rainforest, Bloodstained Mire, Verdant Catacombs, Marsh Flats, Polluted Delta. And here come all the peasant lands. 2 mountains, 6 forests, 2 swamps, 2 plains, 2 islands. Alright, it's a dragon deck. So what do dragon decks need? They need the goons, they need the dragons, they need the big flying beaters. Dragon Lord Culligan, Scion of the Dragon, Croesus the Purger, Rith the Awakener, Huasitora. I've always wanted to take her out of here and make a commander deck just with her. I think she's kind of fun. But I just never had the chance, never had the time, or never actually just wanted to take her out of the deck. Teneb, the Harvester. Atarka, Worldrender. Okagachi, Vengeful Kami. Bladewing the Risen. Dromar the Banisher. Jitai, Soul of Winter. Ramos, Dragon Engine. Old Nicol Bolas. Sweet Chronicles card. I probably had this card in my possession since Chronicles came out in 95, 96. Somgar, Drifting Death. Dragon Lord Jamoka. Jamoka the Eternal. This is probably the MVP of the deck. I seem to, for whatever reason, cast him and get him out the most. And just putting those sweet bolster counters on there, it helps a lot. Lathis, Dragon Queen. Again, I don't know if I've actually ever cast her, but she's in there just because she's a make tokens, and it's pretty sweet. Vorosh the Hunter. That's Hellkites, spitting out some more of them tokens. You know, the same thing with this card. If this card gets out and it goes unchecked, you're going to have a massive flying army that's going to be almost near impossible for anybody to deal with. Vivictus Asmani the Dire. Dragon Lord Slumgar. Dragon Lord Tarka. Daragaz the Igniter. Culligan Storm's Fury. Also another card that I seem to cast almost every game I play. And this one too. Varys Bladewing. You know, it seems like a pretty janky card, but you know, when you got that eminence going, you're gonna get that kicker cost and the casting cost reduced down, so you're gonna get a lot of bodies in the air pretty quick. Dragon Lord Ojitai and Intet the Dreamer. Those are all the goons for the deck. Here are some of the things that help me get it out faster. Selvala, Heart of the Wild, Soul Ring, Balloon Tender, Birds of Paradise, Dragon Speaker Shaman, and Dragon Lord Servant. Again, you figure you got Eminence going on, you got these two bad boys out there, that's going to be 2 to 3 cost reduction on a lot of your cards. You're going to get those dragons out nice and quick. More cards to help me get things out quicker. Mana Reflection, Mirari's Wake, Zendikar Resurgent, which is a great card, one of my favorite cards ever made. Gets you that mana ramp and that card draw. Fantastic. Lantax, Descendant's Path, free dragons, why not? Asceticism, give me some protection for my beautiful flying beasts. Dragon Tempest, again, haste, flying, extra damage, fantastic. Rhythm of the Wild, which I just put in, and I took out Yavimaya, Fires of Yavimaya, because this is a strictly better one. I'm on the fence on whether I want both of them in the deck, because if you have the more haste enablers you have, the better off you're going to be. But this is even better because creature spells you control can't be countered, so they can't mess with your stuff when this guy's out. And 9 times out of 10 you're going to give it the haste. But I mean, whatever. The option to give it a 1/1 counter is perfectly legitimate. Monastery Siege, so that way they cannot counter it's harder for them to target my stuff. Herald's Horn. Again, a reducer. This again is another all-star this deck. I love this card to death. Every deck I can run this card in, I usually do, just because I think scrying is just wildly underrated. That scry at the beginning of the turn is going to get you through your deck a little bit, and then again, you get 1 green, draw card. What's wrong with that? Sylvan Library, Kindred Discovery, DT, Demonic Tutor. Just go get whatever you want. If you need anything in a pinch, go grab it. This is a card that I'm on the fence with. Rush of Knowledge. It is 1 blue and 4 colorless. Draw cards equal to the highest converted mana cost for permanent control. So it costs 5. If you have 1 6-flop dragon out there, it's a 5 cost and you draw 6 cards. And then if you have Dragon out there, that's going to be 9 cards for 5. If you have any of the higher converted mana cost dragons out there, you're going to be drawing 7 cards. 5, 6, 7 cards. I have yet to see. I'm on the fence with it, because in theory it could be a great investment where you, like I said, you pay 5, draw 6, or draw 7, but we'll see it. Crossing Grip, Putrefy, Beast Within, Utter End. Again, just some more versatile forms of removal. Urza's Ruinous Blast. Half the dragons in here are legendary. Not even half the dragons. 4/5 of the dragons in here are legendary. And so, there you go. You're going to exile a lot of stuff and leave your board pretty much untouched. Crux of Fate, same thing. Kill everything that's not a dragon. Now, when you're playing these decks, when you're playing these big, giant beater decks, I have a couple of them. That's probably my favorite style of play. I don't really gravitate towards combo plays. I love to cast big, dumb cards and swing for face. The biggest thing that screws me up is board wipes and spot removal. So I've been in positions where I've had giant board states and just been ruined by a Wrath or whatever. So I put in Heroic Intervention, give you the hexproof and indestructible. Boros Charm for indestructible. Teferi's Protection, again, just phase out and come back and win the game. I got a couple counter spells in here. I got Arcane Denial, I got Force in here, and I got Pact of Negation in here. Just because if you're tapped out and you're trying to be a little more aggressive, it's always nice to have a couple cheap counter spells. Because this is gonna be 0. You gotta pay the 5 next turn, but whatever. 0. And then this is a 1 blue and 1 colorless. Cheap counter spells that will get you, hopefully, in a position to where you're not getting screwed over completely. And then last but not least, the Spice Level Midnight card of this deck, the card that helps me a lot when I find it. is going to be Riki, History of Kamigawa. Since mostly all my creatures in here are legendary, and whenever I cast a legendary card, I draw a card. So, what's wrong with that? I have so many ridiculous high cost legends in here. Give me drawing a card. That's 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 a card. I mean, I can go through my deck here. That's not legendary. And yeah, that is the only. The Hellkite is the only non-legendary dragon I have in the deck. So every single goon I cast is going to be theoretically a card draw. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is my deck tech for one of my favorite commanders, the Dragon. He's a lot of fun to play, and if you're not afraid to be the target at the table, give it a try. I will say this, that my mana base obviously is a little expensive. I really and honestly truly never had a problem casting it with the mana fresh out the box, with the tri-lands and some of the cheaper dual lands. The Eminence Trigger and some of the other cost reduction cards you can put in the deck make it actually a pretty affordable deck to play if you don't want to invest in the mana base. Don't let not having a suboptimal mana base be a deterrent to playing it. If you got to slow roll your dragons a little bit, that's fine. That will probably make you less of a target at the table, but that's just me. I went ahead and got some of the cards. And if you don't know this about me already, I keep a jar on top of my fridge with singles. And whenever I come home, when I have loose change in my pocket, I put it in there. And then when I get to a certain amount of money, I buy whatever cards I want. So it's not like I'm getting yelled at by my wife for spending an absurd amount of money. All I do is just take my singles that I got on top of the fridge and buy cards with it. Well, guys, if you like it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think it's trash. Let me know if you think it's great. There we go. Have a good nice day, guys. GMGC!